I have a feeling I'm going to start off a few videos in the current timeline that we're in by saying a few things. One, pay your fucking writers, pay your actors. Two, to anyone who was a part of the douchebag hate mob that chased Erica Lindbeck off of Twitter, one of the most kindest, gentlest sweethearts, just because she asked you fuckwitted douche nuggets to not AI her voice into something she didn't fucking give you consent for, I hope you get kicked in the teeth today by life. I really do.
Amen.
Reminding me more of it because I'm playing through the Marvel Spider-Man DLCs. Anyone, and I mean anyone, who just thinks, oh, it's whatever. You're literally stealing a part of their fucking identity. It's not just a voice. I don't give a fuck what you're doing. If they didn't give you permission, don't do it. I don't care. You are not funny. You are not within your rights. That is a part of someone's fucking identity. Stop. I do not give a shit. Anyone can. I won't care if this is the only thing where I got a bad comment. Guess what? I don't get paid to do this. Mike doesn't get paid to do this. We're sharing our opinions. And guess what? I bet Mike's pretty damn close on the exact opinion of which I have with this. Anyone that supports using AI to copy other people's works, whether voluntarily or not, just because you think you're funny and you didn't get permission, go fuck yourself.
Agreed.
Anyway, back onto this. So, we didn't get to do this last week because life. And so turns out they hired Amelia Clark for a reason. I kind of went into that last week.
Yeah. I'm glad she's not dead, but I'm also worried that she's more evil than we probably thought.
Yeah. And this is your one you get for the show. If you do another fake out death after this one, you've had one real death and one fake out one. Don't do any more. You do not get to punch that card twice in a 6-episode run. I don't care who it is. So
we'll get to the end in a minute, but
yeah, we will get to the end. But yeah, we get a little bit of a flashback scene to 2012, and I'm like, okay, so how many minutes until they mentioned the Avengers?
It did not take long at all.
Yeah. Whole topic of the conversation. I wonder if that was someone important that I knew that did. But yeah, all basically to set up this poem that she read. I thought, I'm like, okay, they're going to bring that back later. Otherwise, there's literally no point to this scene. But it was kind of cool that they're showing Nick's life, I guess.
They're filling in all the gaps that we didn't really know about Fury before.
Yeah. Including the first genuine wow of the series, and I'm being serious. I was kind of like with Maria, I was like, okay, I don't like that, but kind of saw something happening to someone. Rhodey's a Skrull.
Yep. I'm on Twitter way too much, so I had that spoiled for me before I saw the episode, and actually seeing it in the episode is concerning.
It is concerning because you know what else is happening that comes out relatively soon?
Oh, the Marvels?
No. It's starring the now person we know as a Skrull.
Oh, Armor Wars.
Yeah. So, what? Fucking what? Are we going to find the real Rhodey by the end of this after this one gets his head caved in? And then Armor Wars is getting ready for Skrulls? Or do we have a fucking Skrull Rhodey taking on Justin Hammer?
I feel like this might end with the real Rhodey being woken up. because I don't know if this is going to get like a second season or anything. I think this is
Highly
explicitly.
doubtful.
I think this is explicitly a miniseries.
Yeah, especially considering that we're going to get Secret Wars later.
Yep.
I really don't see them putting together the time and effort, especially in the climate that we're in, to get another one in before that movie happens. Because just in time and shooting and editing, that'd be cutting it very close.
Yep.
But yeah, so Nick Fury really... Here's the weird thing. He's feeding all this into the president, and he's making the calls to fire Fury. Did the president actually know that Fury's technically fired? Or did he go out of his way to make the decision to get him fired? Or is that just a big hullabaloo and Nick Fury's technically still okay and they're just jerking Fury's chain?
Honestly, that's a good question.
Because the president himself has not confirmed he's fired.
I feel like this is one that that Rhodey went over him and just did himself.
But that's the thing, though. Did he actually? That's the part I'm wondering about. Because, roll with me here. They're going over to here, and he said in his own words, "I'm going to bring you back," and then he doesn't bring him back in that meeting they had. So the guard didn't know Rhodey's a Skrull. He then said, "I'm going to take you back to the U.S. to meet the president." No, he wouldn't have. He would have killed Fury. And now he's openly showed that he's got copies of this thing that he's made and has multiple that he's going to release. Tell me if the fucking president saw this video of Fury shooting him, why would he be threatening to show people of this video of Fury shooting him? And if he doesn't know of this video of Fury shooting her, why would the president kick him out of S.H.I.E.L.D. and have Rhodey go fire him? Is he actually fired, or is he just making this shit up?
Honestly, it's a good question.
Because a lot of that's not clicking. This is very much I need to get rid of Fury before the president sees he's alive. Or figures this out, because right now my story isn't going to match if the president doesn't know a bunch of this shit happened.
Hopefully we get some answers soon, because that's a pretty big hole that they left.
It's like, I don't know if I'm just paying too much attention and I'm picking things apart. But that, to me, when you have no one outside of Rhodey confirming this firing, is he? And like, Fury had backup.
So,
like, what was that? I know we're kind of skipping again to the top parts here, but like, what the hell? But hey, okay, so also, I thought it was actually remotely kind of interesting how Priscilla got her likeness. She actually chose someone with a terminal illness.
Yeah, that was actually kind of interesting.
Like, outside of, I don't know how Talos got his look. Did they ever show that in Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel?
I don't recall. I mean, to be fair, I haven't seen the movie in like 4 years.
I haven't either. And I honestly don't remember him taking that form until... Has he had that form before this? Because in Miss Marvel, if I remember correctly, or Captain Marvel, if I remember correctly, if he turned into his regular human look, I forgot it. He looked like Talos for the whole movie, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he did have that look. He had that look in the movie.
Oh, I just don't remember.
I don't remember how he got it. I just remember like there were scenes where he was human.
Okay. Because in No Way in Far From Home, he was Fury the whole time, and then he turned into his Skrull look in the post-credit scene. God, I gotta rewatch that. I don't remember when he got that. But like the rest of them, they just took forms of people. But now it's got me questioning how these people took their forms. Because terminal illness, okay, did you just pick someone's obituary and be like, because the evil Skrulls picked people that existed. Did the not evil Skrulls just imagination themselves a look? Because they had that meeting where they're all like, you guys need to blend in, and then they just took the form of a human.
That's one thing I remember from Captain Marvel, that they like I remember one of the Skrulls, maybe it was even Talos, who found like a random girl on a beach and just like stole that look.
Okay.
But in this series it feels a bit more deliberate, the choices.
It does.
And even like actually holding these people hostage and like stealing their memories and all of that. Yeah, it's a lot more sophisticated than the old ways.
It is a lot more comic book Skrull.
Yeah.
Than the what? The Kree are evil and the Skrulls are good twist that Captain Marvel did. Okay, so we need to talk about this movie that Rhodey has. The Liquid Tracker thing was pretty great, and how you have to wonder if Don Cheadle's whatever knows that Fury knows. Because there was a whole lot of that going on where he's like, how should I worry about you poisoning me? How do I know that that Nick Fury would poison James Rhodes? What? Why would he? Rhodey should not think that Fury was going to poison him. He's an Avenger.
Seriously. Like, I think that must have been like the immediate red flag of like, yeah, no, why would he think that?
Exactly. That's where the rest of that conversation went. By the way, I know you know, and I'm going to talk about this video really quick about how I have proof of you shooting Maria Hill. Because that conversation went real south after you're like, why would I poison him? He fired me. I didn't shoot him. He fired me. He's still an Avenger protecting the president. Like, the ridiculous of that statement and accusation is outrageous. But then, here's the video. Maria Hill, unbelievably shocked. You're trying to tell me there wouldn't be a slight bit more of emotion and wavering in that if she actually thought that was Nick? Or if that actually was Nick?
Oh, yeah. There would be more emotion in that than just like, oh no.
Yeah, she wouldn't be as shocked. And it's like, it's weird. Like, I have a feeling there's going to be, if we find the real James Rhodes, again, if this is how this works out, if he caps this dude, which I really hope he does, Don Cheadle's really good at playing a prick. Don Cheadle's just a really good actor. I'm one of those few people that was very okay that he replaced Terrence Howard. Nothing against Terrence Howard. Maine went a little off the deep end. If you get what I'm saying. Does anybody remember Terryology? I do. But anyway, so if this ends with them showing this video and then like the real James Rhodes comes out and he's like, by the way, show that video for roughly 20 more seconds. As another Nick Fury runs in and picks up Hill. Because it's maybe 20 seconds and he's standing outside of the frame as he watches her get shot. So I have a real good feeling that one's going to get discounted really fast. And they're going to be like, well, how'd they do that? And then Nick's going to stand up in Congress and go, by the way, Skrulls are real. Hard cut. Credits.
That would be pretty awesome to see.
That's what I think is going to happen, quite honestly. Ain't got a whole lot of time left. And again, I don't know how this series ends, which I kind of like.
Same.
So the shootout was pretty cool. That was good. And we got to see the Groot part of the augmentations.
Yep.
So, man, this is really lame, and it's just starting to connect with me now. So, we had the Ice Giant. I don't know how this connects to this theory, but roll with me here. We had Groot. We had Extremis. And then we had, not Proxima Midnight. Shoot.
Something Obsidian.
Cull Obsidian.
Cull Obsidian.
So, we've been shown Extremis. Extremis looks like it. Extremis is a flame-based.
I know where you're going with this.
Bordered around healing. Then we saw Groot. Stretchy powers. I'm not saying Super Skrull is based on the Fantastic Four.
But
we're kind of getting the Flavorite Walmart brand version of Super Skrull. I was like, why the fuck did we pick these for? What the actual hell are we doing? And now it's starting to connect a lot of dots.
He even said Super Skrull in the last episode.
Like, what the fuck? Now just all of them have it. Like, why are we doing this? And then when he stretched out, caught that guy, I'm like, what? Oh, no. So I'm trying to figure out which one of them turns invisible and which one has the rock powers. Because that one's where I'm confused.
I'm guessing the Frost Giant might have the invisible powers.
Like, maybe? Like he has a way to sheen himself in ice to turn invisible, and then I guess Cull Obsidian's a big dude. If this stupid fucking fan headcanon I'm popping right now actually happens, I'm gonna lose my shit. And they only picked 4.
They're not being subtle about this at all.
I can't believe this horse shit. Oh, man, I so badly want it. I can't wait. How? Like, I've been on Twitter. How? Me not watching this for a week, no one else has made this connection.
Now watch. Like, episode 5 comes out tomorrow as we're recording this. Watch like we get like a more explicit Fantastic Four reference like in the background.
Oh my gosh, if they just like zoom over New York and I see the Baxter Building. Or like, why? Or just some stupid like, well, yes, Mr. Richards, let me see you at the door. Thank you. And you don't actually see what it is. I'm just waiting. Cause like, how much I've never seen a more on the nose, but the person's nose next to who you were aiming for than this Super Skrull horse shit we're dealing with. This is so weird. I don't know how they pulled this off or how early on that this show was written.
It had to have been written like, or they probably came up with the concept before the pandemic.
When was Fox bought?
That 2019.
2019. So, like, I'm trying to come up with in my head if they somehow had this fucking script written, thinking they wouldn't get the Fantastic Four. So they made Super Skrull, but now they have this Super Skrull, but they also have the Fantastic Four. So now they're going to be like, well, shit. We also can't make him be the Super Skrull because we haven't introduced the Fantastic Four yet, but that was a giant part of the plot.
Comic books.
It's just, I'm so like, this is one of the most, Kevin, we don't have those toys available, but I want Super Skrull. It's just like, my brain is melting trying to connect timelines of how this worked. Oh man, it's so stupid. This is the most, no. It's not we have Super Skrull at home. This is the only way we can have Super Skrull. And like you said last episode, they actually said Super Skrull. And they didn't go like, no, we're going to be Superior Skrull.
No, they just said Super Skrull, and we're rolling with it.
Somehow, and that's something. How tied is Super Skrull to the Fantastic Four? Because you remember the bullshit that allowed Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver to be in the Avengers, because in that stupid deal, technically, they were both, so they were the only two mutants they were allowed to use as long as they didn't refer to them as mutants.
I remember that.
Remember back when we had to have these stupid fucking cockamamie rules for why we could use superheroes? Oh, my head hurts trying to remember this dumb shit. He was still never referred to as Quicksilver, and he never will be, but we at least got Wanda called the Scarlet Witch now.
Yep.
Oh, man. And now they're ballsy enough to start calling things mutants. Or having mutations.
We'll get mutants more prominently soon.
Man, I got a feeling you're never going to see a mutant until Kang Dynasty or Secret Invasion or Secret Wars. And then I want them to be, I don't know how they do it. I honestly don't know how they do it. I want them to drop the first mutant as stealthily as they did John Krasinski in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Ooh, that would be fun.
They just drop Wolverine or Cyclops into a scene and it somehow never got out.
So can we talk about the ending of this episode and how just my jaw was honestly on the floor.
Mine was partially too, but this episode ended the exact same way the last episode did.
Yep.
I tell you right now, if we get into the next episode and we get a almost shot for shot remake where Gaia was like, here, Dad, just in case. And at that fucking bench, she gave him like just the extremis part so he could heal, or he just heals regardless. I'm gonna fucking punch a hole in my monitor.
Or alternatively, the president that Nick Fury dragged into the car
is a Skrull.
Yeah.
Here's the weird thing. I understand that's the premise of the entire show. But so far, the two big Skrull reveals have been Everett Ross and Rhodey. Like, the wife thing I'm not counting as a whatever, because they go out of their way to show you that he's been okay with this and it's not something that's shocking to him. Those are the only two that were done for shock value. We're in episode 4. We have 2 more to go. I don't want a whole bunch more of those in a 6-episode series.
Yeah, I think they used up that card already.
And also, the way Rhodey's talking about how the president doesn't know if the sun is shining unless he tells him, and they have to tell the people to make it look like Russia so that the United States attacks. If the president is a Skrull, this plot falls apart. Because why would they need to fake a Russian attack when the president is a Skrull? He could just go, oh, the Russians bombed us. We're going to go fight.
Actually, yeah, when you put it like that, the president is like the one person who cannot be a Skrull.
Be a Skrull, or this fucking show falls apart. But, yeah, we just, there may be one more, and it can be an end credit scene for a character that's going to go off into movies. That's all they can do at this point, in my opinion.
I think that's fair.
I'll give them that. But I need to, like, honestly, at this point, I'm most interested in what the hell the deal is with Rhodey and Armor Wars. Because that's a weird wrinkle to have now.
Yeah. I need to know what's going on with that.
Yeah, because you obviously saw where all the people are held. Rhodey's not at that compound. So are we going to see an end credit scene where we get to see where the real Rhodey was held? And it's just in a wall with a bunch of other important characters we haven't known were Skrulls this whole time?
Yeah. We're in a conundrum.
Because they got to have him alive. And where would you keep him that you didn't think wasn't super, super enclosed and safe? And it's going to be somewhere that's not dealing with the radiation or whatever. This is weird. But yeah, we'll see. It's interesting. I'll give him that. I don't know what's going to happen, which is what I want.
I'm also actually genuinely curious, like, where the Marvels takes place in the timeline.
Yeah. I don't know. Because
that first trailer opens with Fury, like, on Saber.
Yeah, you got a good point. So is that taking place while this is happening? Because they're not on Earth with this, right?
He does come down to visit Kamala's family, like, briefly in that first trailer.
Oh man, it's been a freaking minute. I forgot there was a trailer until you just said that. I think I've only seen it once. But because like the whole premise is that they keep switching spots when they use their powers, if I remember that correctly. But I have a feeling that'll be a whole lot of we're in space and other directions or spots dealing with us, and then we'll see. Because yeah, she's the most Skrull connected character that we have outside of Fury.
Yep.
She's a Kree. Well, that's Kree in her, I should say. She's part Kree, so yeah. We'll have to see. I don't know what they're doing there.
But yeah, so far I'm really liking the show. More than most people, because for some reason people think it's either too boring or too, I don't even know.
I will admit, and they kind of, I mentioned the whole we're doing it so we have something to talk about each episode. This one kind of felt more natural than the other four did.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that pace keeps up, because the Rhodey thing was a genuine surprise, and that didn't feel like a pushed thing to make people talk. That felt like a plot thing. So we're going to have to see how the rest of it goes. I will admit it's not like the one that is banging on all cylinders my favorite. I am still enjoying it. I don't get the whole it shot my parents and kicked my puppy that a lot of people are going off here. Because, like, I get it. The AI thing is stupid, but the show can still be good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah, well, figure it out. And then we'll be recording the next one tomorrow. And then we'll have to wait a whole week until I get back to record it. The finale. Because I will be in Tennessee. All right. Mike, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at CaptainK42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Twitter at Ren Pop Culture. You can also find us on YouTube, on Podchaser, subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. Need an escape? So do we.
Absolutely. And you can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mainly on Twitch and YouTube. Everyone who sees this, if you are interested in possibly winning a free digital deluxe copy of Marvel Spider-Man 2 that comes out on October 20th, later this year, my Twitch channel is the same as the @ symbol there. If you are watching during the midnight release, I will be streaming it. All you have to be doing is watching and be subscribed. And you go in, I will have something up on the thing, and you enter it. It'll be entered into an automatic random raffle. Whoever wins, you will be given a code for the digital deluxe edition, which I'll be receiving the next day when the physical package comes in. So if you're interested, $5 for something that's worth $80. I think that's a pretty good deal. All right, everyone, until next time, we'll see you all later.